Hello children. Last video we studied about pollution, the different types of pollution: air pollution, water pollution and land pollution. We learned that different types of waste are being dumped into water bodies and landfills that leads to pollution. Let us study about which are the different types of waste around us. Waste can be mainly classified into two types: biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. I think this is a very new term for you: biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste means the waste that gets decomposed in the soil and mixes with the soil after many days or weeks or months. After dumping these waste into the landfills, after some days we cannot see them. They will mix with the soil, like fruit and vegetable peels, paper, cloth. Cloth takes little more time to decompose, but these vegetable peels, especially the waste from kitchen and all, they get mixed with the soil very faster. They first decay and then slowly they mix with the soil. Such wastes are called biodegradable waste and they do not harm the environment. But the second type of waste, like non-biodegradable waste, like plastic, metal, glass, rubber and all, they do not decompose or they do not decay. They remain as such even after many years. So as they do not mix with the soil, they do not make the soil good, or they do not allow us to plant things, or wherever we dig we will get plastic waste. That is what is happening around us now, isn't it? Because even after 10 or 20 years the same waste will be present in the soil. The only thing is that soil layers will be on top of the waste, but the thing or the material will be present in the soil itself. So such waste are called non-biodegradable waste and they are very, very harmful for our environment. Both these wastes should be treated in an entirely different manner in order to dispose them properly, or in order to destroy them properly. Okay. So let us study about, we know that there are two types of waste. So let us study about how to decompose or dispose these wastes properly so that the rate of pollution is decreased. Now I have listed some ways. These are only very few ways to dispose waste. Wet and dry waste must be disposed of separately. Normally what we do in our houses, we put all types of waste in the same waste bin. But in your school you have seen a separate waste bin for wood waste and a separate waste bin for paper and other waste. That is easy for us to separate the waste and decompose in a different manner, because both these wastes cannot be decomposed or disposed same way. Wet waste contains water content, especially they are food waste, they contain water content, so they cannot be burned, whereas paper waste and all we can burn it. So these wastes, even in our houses, it should be disposed separately so that their destroying is also easier for us. Okay. Dry waste we can normally, metals you can give for recycling, plastic, some plastic items you can give for recycling, then others you can burn it, like paper, cloth and all you can burn it. But that cannot be adopted in case of wet waste. They have to be changed into manure or compost. You might have heard about compost. That should be done by the authorities. Normally what the panchayats or the municipalities, they are the people they have people to collect waste, isn't it? That waste is normally dumped in landfills, but that should not be done. They have to separate the waste and they have to adopt different methods to decompose them properly or destroy them properly. So wet waste should be given for making compost and manure that we can do in our houses itself. We have certain things available from the panchayats or municipalities in order to make compost in our house. Then dry waste have to be properly decomposed or disposed according to the type of the waste. Metal waste, paper waste, electronic gadgets, like that, they have to be separated and decomposed, destroyed properly. Then second thing is that avoid use of plastic bags. Say no to plastic. Plastic is a very what is it, a dangerous thing that causes pollution if it is not used properly. Everything, whatever be the inventions around us, if they are used properly, they are good for us. If they are not used properly, they always cause harm to human beings and other living organisms. So plastic is one such example. There are a lot of good uses for plastics, but same way, if they are not managed, taken care properly, they harm us also, our nature and ourselves also. So plastic waste or plastic bags should be banned, and instead of that we have to use cloth or paper bag. We are almost doing these things in almost all the shops around us. We have completely changed plastic bags to completely adopted a new method of using plastic bags or jute bags or paper bags. So avoiding plastic that is the starting of avoiding plastic. Slowly we can make alternatives for all types of plastic things. So first we have to say no to plastic bags, because plastic bags, it is very difficult to dispose them. Then they sometimes, when they get into the drainage system, they even block the drainage system. That makes the dirty water remain stagnant without flowing. Germs starts growing from there, that causes diseases. So it is very difficult to clean the drainage system if it is blocked by a plastic bag also. So that is very difficult, and we have to avoid it completely from our lives. Okay. The next thing is that water should be treated with chemicals before letting it into water bodies. Normally from factories and all, they let the water, dirty water from the factories into the water bodies. So we cannot completely stop them, because they should have a place to dump their waste. But what we can do is we can treat the water. The factory authorities, they can treat the water before being dumped into water bodies, so that the rate of pollution caused by them is decreased. That is not completely stopped. They can decrease the rate of pollution that is caused by the dirty water from factories. Next thing is that we can use CNG and LPG in vehicles. I think almost it is, many people are aware about it, and they are trying it in their private vehicles. Okay, so we can use compressed natural gas, that is CNG, and liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG. LPG we use it in our houses, so that can be used instead of the other fuels like petrol and diesel, so that the rate of pollution is decreased. Because we know that burning of fuels like petrol, diesel and all, it increases air pollution. Instead, if you use these non-polluting fuels like compressed natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas, the rate of pollution can be decreased to a great extent. Okay. And the next one is tall chimneys with filters have to be fitted in factories. We told that water should be treated before letting it into water bodies. Same way, air pollution is also caused by factories. We should have, you have normally seen tall chimneys in factories letting out dark smoke out of it. So instead of letting out this poisonous smoke, they can filter the smoke and let the remaining less poisonous smoke to come out, so that the rate of pollution is decreased, not stopped, it is decreased. Okay. So these are the methods by which we can, some methods by which we can reduce the rate of pollution. First one is wet and dry waste must be disposed of separately. Dry waste can be separated and disposed in many ways. Wet waste can be used to make compost or manure. Then say no to plastic bags. Instead you can use cloth bags or jute bags. Then water should be treated properly before being dumped into water bodies. Then compressed natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas can be used in vehicles if they are not polluting fuels. And tall chimneys should be fitted in factories with filters before letting out the smoke into the air. And I told you the most important threat in front of us is the use of plastics. Okay, we have a method of recycling plastic. This is a symbol of recycling plastics. Okay, plastics have a property of getting melted and reshaped into new things. Okay, only not all plastics, only very few items that we use in our daily life, they can be recycled. So plastics which can be recycled should be given for recycling. and plastics which can be reused must be reused by ourselves. Okay, for example, bottles and all, we can make a pen stand, or we can make a flower pot using our bottles. Nowadays you have seen that many people are using plastic bottles for gardening as a flower pot. Okay, so that is also a best way to reuse plastic. So wherever we can reuse it, we have to reuse. Otherwise, the plastics which can be recycled should be given for recycling, so that the waste of plastic waste dumped into the landfills will be reduced. Okay, there also we can not stop anything, we can only reduce the rate of pollution. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of this chapter and the whole portions of this academic year. I know there are limitations compared to the normal classrooms, but I hope you all have understood, and very thankful for coordinating, cooperating with me. So read your textbook, make it more thorough. All these topics are very important for your next year also. So when you study, you have to keep all these things in your mind, because you are studying a little bit more in the next year, almost the same topics. So make it thorough when you are studying. So thank you.